Good morning. It is 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm Dave Goldman, Boogie with the Bull. Monday morning caffeine is live on a device somewhere near you. I want to thank the nice folks at Xfinity Cable for sending the box home. And I want to thank our son and daughter-in-law for getting it set up yesterday, and we're no longer tethered on our cell phone mobile data. We're back on a reliable Wi-Fi connection from the nice folks at Infinity. And all I'm going to say is that if you have an AT&T cable installation date set up that got moved to September because of the strike, cancel it. Call Xfinity, go to T-Mobile, go anywhere else other than AT&T broadband. And yes, for years I've said AT&T broadband is the best signal for broadcasters like me, but you know what? No, I'm done. That might be the best broadcast signal, but they are the worst customer service people that I have ever had to sit and listen to on a speakerphone. Something was set up. They couldn't honor it because of the strike. They decided that they would send AT&T broadband plug and play. It never arrived. When a call was made to figure out where it was, they didn't have the order. Blah, blah, blah. Had to start again. Blah, blah, blah. The folks at Infinity are great. Go to the local Infinity store near your house and either purchase the Xfinity plug and play option, bring it home, set it up. I bet you 100% it works. And there might be a rare occasion that it won't, because plug and play internet relies on being able to reach a dish or a tower with a dish on it, or an earth station in your area. And usually you always can. And usually it's great signal. Sometimes you have to reach a satellite, but it's great service rather than being tethered to your cellular phone. Give me a moment while I jump here and jump here and jump down here. And we're live. I got to turn the volume down so it doesn't bump back. Right in here. So the live chat is open on the Dave Globin profile here on Facebook. I'm going to do some live sharing this morning to some groups that I hope will watch. If you want to be in a monitored live chat, you got to come to the Dave Globin profile during the broadcast, because that's the only one that I see the live chat in right now. So MAGA News Nation, you have it. Red Patriots for America, you've got it. Stand with Trump, you've got it. The Red MAGA Nation, you've got it. Patriot Force, you've got it. Donald Trump Group, you've got it. Silence is a crime also, and it is a crime, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Conservative Freedom Defenders, you've got it. American Regulators, you've got it. Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Group, you've got it. Street Fighters, you've got it. If you remember Street Fighters, you want to join Freedom Fighter as quickly as you can. Again, if you're a member of Street Fighter, you want to join Freedom Fighter Group as quickly as you can, because somewhere in the next week or so, Street Fighters is going to close and be deleted from Facebook. We got a complaint from several members that both groups mirror each other, and they would rather have one group or the other. And it appears that they would rather have Freedom Fighter, so Freedom Fighter is the place to be. If you remember Street Fighters, go join Freedom Fighter. United Patriotic News, you've got it. Deceit, Compliancy, you've got it. Trump's New Generation, you've got it. The World United as One Against Government Overreach, you've got it. Trump 2024, you've got it. Pissed Off Patriots, you've got it. They Indict, We Unite, I Stand with Trump, you've got it. Trump supporters from Florida, you've got it. And that's probably enough to deal with right now. That's 21. We'll probably send it to another few groups before the end of the broadcast. Randy Rhodes is watching, and he says, I disagree. Comcast sucks. I pay $247 a month and have intermittent service. Well, then you need to go someplace else, Randy. We don't pay anywhere near $247 a month. I believe we have the highest speed available. The nice thing about Comcast is that every time they increase the speed on the network, your speed automatically goes up, and it's, I believe, at no additional charge. And that's who we have, and that's who we're going to use. But everybody is entitled to their own opinion, even if it's wrong, as my grandfather used to say. So that is what it is. Something else I am going to quote unquote bitch about that most groups may not care about me bitching about this morning, but I'm going to bitch about it anyway. I joined a group last night. I was invited by one of the admins. I don't know whether or not they are considering me as being an admin, but they invited me into the group, and I actually enjoy the group. I won't name the group, but I put a post up, a welcome post from me, saying thanks for the invitation, and I will be inviting my friends immediately. Someone who is my friend but is already in the group, I guess, made a comment on that post, please don't invite me. I took that to mean that they didn't want to be invited to the group. So I responded that I wasn't even the person who invited them into that group, and if they're unhappy with that group, then they should leave. Unfortunately, the way Facebook invitations for groups work is you get 28 days to either accept or decline an invitation. If you accept the invitation, you get 28 days, according to Facebook, to review a group. You're in preview mode. All you can do in preview mode in a group is read the news feed. You can't comment on posts, you can't post in the news feed, and you can't invite your friends to help grow that group. It doesn't take 28 days for you to do that. We give people about a week in most of our groups because that's really all it takes. Read the group news feed a couple of times a day, different times of the day, and see what is in there and decide whether or not you could be a contributor to the group's news feed. And by posting and commenting and or sharing into the group news feed and inviting your friends into the group. If you can't, it's that simple. Don't join the group. I'm in like 1,500 groups on Facebook. Most of them are conservative patriot groups, and the other half of them are music groups. Back when the Boogie with the Bull page was a music sharing page. We had permission from a lot of musicians that would post their stuff in other groups to take it from that group or even from their own Facebook page and share it in the Boogie with the Bull page. And we did, and we had a lot of fun until people at that time on the page didn't want to hear politics on the page anymore. Actually, they didn't want to hear music sharing anymore. Some wanted it to go back to politics. A lot of them wanted it to stay music share. So I'm not sure what will happen with it these days. But it is what it is. It's Monday. It's Labor Day Monday. Labor Day was created to celebrate the American worker and the advancements that American workers have made for each other over the years, whether that's a union job and your union fights to protect you and your rights as an employee, or whether or not you're an individual working for another individual. We just want to celebrate that because America works when America is working. And right now, we need to seriously get all of the American citizens we can working. If you're still able to work. If you're not able to work, Social Security is an option. Social Security disability is an option. I don't know. We can explore those on a different broadcast. I spend about 18 hours a day in front of this thing we call Facebook. In, like I said, all the groups I can, trying to share to all the groups that I can. Being a group owner of some and spending a little bit more time in those groups every day, and being an admin in some groups and spending a lot more time in them every day. I have, I don't know how many thousands of people on my Facebook friend list. I pretty much accept anybody that sends me a friend request, only because my page is set up as an everyone page, which means that everyone on Facebook, regardless of who you are, everyone on Facebook can see my Facebook profile. You can go in and look at my pictures. You can steal my memes. You can post something every day or more than every day. You can share anything that you want to my page. I can't guarantee that Facebook will block it, put a cover over it like they're doing with the Lord's Prayer. And I'm against that very much. Everyone knows I'm Jewish, but I respect the right of my Christian friends on Facebook to celebrate their being Christian by posting the Lord's Prayer in the Facebook news feed every single day and on their profile every single day, and in any group that will allow them to post the Lord's Prayer. Don't on purpose go into a group on Facebook that doesn't talk religion or doesn't want the Lord's Prayer posted in it. That's up to the group owner and the admins, but where you can, post the Lord's Prayer every morning. Like I did this morning, it said I basically salute my Christian friends who are going through this problem. The problem, the way I saw it yesterday, is that one of the members of one of our groups went in and posted it. It got one of those stupid sensitive content covers. Blew me off. I went into the Facebook newsfeed with that post, copied from my group, and wrote a F-bomb post to Facebook that this has got to stop. Okay? For a while, any religion that posted something anywhere on Facebook offended either an illegal immigrant or someone else, and Facebook started sensitive content covers on everything. Wrong. You're here in the United States of America. The Constitution gives you a right to worship and pray however you wish. So, if you're offended by my being Jewish, I'm not offended by you being a Muslim or you being a whatever you are. Just like politically, I'm not offended if you're an American neo-Nazi and I'm a conservative patriot Republican. We can agree to disagree on everything. We can have robust conversations everywhere we can on Facebook. There's a time and a place for it. I encourage it on my broadcast. If the Christian delegation of Facebook wants to come on and have a broadcast with the Muslim delegation of Facebook, hey, I'm more than willing to do it. Everybody will respect everybody and treat everybody as they wish to be treated on a broadcast. And at the end of the broadcast, you can go back to hating anybody you want. So I always tell people when they're guests on Boogie with the Bull, leave your hatred for anybody in the green room. When you are no longer on the broadcast, pick it up, take it with you, and have a great rest of your day. Going to make some changes to the Monday and Wednesday morning caffeine broadcasts. We're going to try to gear it so that we come on with 4 or 5 news stories, or the headlines to 4 or 5 news stories, and we tell you what they are, and we talk about them, or I talk about them, or I talk about them with whoever is co-hosting that broadcast with me, and we give you our commentary on it. You can be in the live chat on the Dave Golden profile. You can be in the live chat on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and you're more than welcome to share your view on anything that comes out of our mouths. You don't have to agree with me or anything that anyone else on a broadcast says. I just want you to watch the broadcast. So if it ever gets to the point where you're going to stop watching the broadcast because you're not accurately being, or you're not being represented in the broadcast, then let's talk and let's get on and try to broker some kind of peace. There's too much going on in the world right now, some of which was caused by Facebook up until Mark Zuckerberg confessed. And I thought a lot of it would change right away, but it doesn't appear that it's going to. It just appears that he says he's not going to do certain things. He's not going to try to manipulate the election. He's not going to donate to either political candidate. Well, I think that's a bull excrement statement if I ever heard it. Because Mark Zuckerberg should learn a lesson from Mark Weinstein, the owner of MeWe. Mark donated in 2016 to both, or 2015, the 2016 election, donated to both Clinton and Trump. Why? Because as the owner of MeWe, he didn't want to publicize who he was supporting. That's his right. So he donated equally and wanted everybody to think that whichever candidate you were supporting, go to town and represent your views, and even on the ones you don't like, go on and talk about them. But it was fair game that anybody on MeWe could talk about. It needs to be that way on Facebook. If you don't like, if you don't like Donald Trump and you don't like Kamala Harris, maybe you like Jonathan Thomas from the American Political Party. And if you don't like him, maybe you supported Robert F. Kennedy. I'm kind of got a burr across my behind as far as Robert F. Kennedy goes, because I think going into the November election, a candidate who understood he had no chance in hell of winning the election went to the Harris campaign and said, hey, what will you give me? What will you do for me? Will you give me a position in your administration if I drop out of the election? Not suspend, drop out. They said, pfft. So he hiked over to the Trump camp and talked to them and sat and talked with President Trump. And he originally suspended his campaign and gave his endorsement to the Trump campaign. Suspending your campaign doesn't mean you dropped out or you ended it. It just means that you stopped. You're not going to go out and campaign, and maybe you don't have any money, so you can't go out and campaign. I don't know which one it was in his case. But the minute you give your endorsement to someone else, that means that you're no longer their opponent in the election. You should step down and not run. Yes, there was concern because his name was on the ballot in some states and he might not have been able to get his name off the ballot in those states or at all. People could check his name, and if he got the majority, he could be elected. And what he said was, when I watched him talk about suspending his campaign, he said, my name is still going to be on the ballot in some states, and you should vote for me. And if I get the majority, I will become the president of the United States. That doesn't sound to me like someone who endorsed Donald Trump to become the next president of the United States. It sounds to me like someone who is still looking for some kind of deal from the Trump administration. I guess he got a deal. He would become the children health protection czar, advocate, whatever you want to call it. If that position within the Trump administration is as important to Donald Trump as I'm sure it is, you would think he would find the best Republican and ask them, or ask people to ask to be put on the list, and then one by one go through the list. I hope if he is elected, he talks to Dr. Ben Carson and convince Dr. Ben to become the Surgeon General of the United States. That's because Ben Carson is a brain surgeon. So that's a doctor that we need on our side. Randy says, are you sure it's only a burr? Well, it's a political commentary that I hold, Randy, and I feel that I have a right on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast to speak that, and hopefully anyone else on the broadcast or anyone watching the broadcast might tell me I'm wrong, because I allow that. I allow people to come onto this broadcast and tell me I'm wrong. I give them an opportunity to explain to me why they think I'm wrong. And then I hope they give me an opportunity to counterback why they still think I'm wrong. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're an American neo-Nazi. I don't care if you're a Southern hood wearer. I don't care whatever political party you are. Green party, blue party, red party, Scotch plaid party. I want you party. I don't want you party. I don't really care. The most important thing I ask of you on November 5th is that you go to the poll that you're supposed to go to and vote. And if you moved, then I would recommend that you go to the town clerk and get an absentee ballot and take it with you and put your correct address on your ballot, or indicate in that ballot that you moved. Call your local registrar of voters and give them your new address. Or call the new registrar of voters and give them your address. Okay? I don't know what they'll do. They may make you take a picture of a state or government issued photo ID that has your new address on it, and show them also a piece of mail that came to you at that address. Okay? So either take that stuff with you and go in to your local registrar of voters or your local party office and change your address. You owe that to yourself. And you owe that to having the right to vote in this country. People have said throughout the Trump-Harris campaign that they feel this could be the last election. Well, if you don't do everything you can to save it, you're probably right. If we elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz president, you have some things to seriously consider. If Kamala Harris is elected president to a Republican super Congress, a Republican House, and a Republican Senate, there's a good chance they will find something to impeach her for being a member of the Biden administration that she did that was wrong as she was a member of the Biden administration. Or maybe even how she became the Democrat nominee. So if you're voting Democrat, you have to hold that there is a possibility that she may be impeached and Tim Walz may become president. You have to decide if that's what you want. But on the Trump side, you have the same thing. If Donald Trump gets elected to a Democrat super Congress, House, and Senate, they will find something to impeach him, even if it makes absolutely no sense at all. If he wears Argyle socks one day and they get the votes, they will impeach him for wearing Argyle socks one day, and it will go to the Senate and they will impeach him because they don't want him to finish that term. I hope President Trump doesn't get reelected solely for the purpose of retribution, meaning correcting all the wrongs the Democrats did on him. Yeah, there should be some House judiciary investigations. There should be some Senate judiciary investigations. There should be some hearings. And people that broke the law should be referred to the Justice Department under the new Attorney General and spanked accordingly. But we can't spend 4 years going back and reliving 2 Trump indictments and any other wrong they think he did, looking for something to remove him from the presidency for, and go back and make sure they don't ever do that again. It's part of what we need to be sure isn't done again the way it was done, but it cannot be the only reason Donald Trump ran for re-election. We need to do things, and we need to do things right now. Everybody notices, I'm sure, in some areas that gas prices are starting to go down. Where we were in beautiful Fleming Island, Florida, you can get gas for $2.94 a gallon over at BJ's in Orange Park. That's the station that I judge lowest price on. It was $2.93 a gallon when we moved to Fleming Island in beautiful 3 years ago. So it's 2024, 2021 when we moved here. And it was great. It was very affordable. We were driving the Toyota, get excellent gas mileage. We still get excellent gas mileage in what we drive now. And but $2.94 a gallon is much better than where it is here where we are now. It's $3.45 a gallon at some stations. It's $3.35 a gallon at some stations that drop it to $3.25 if you have their app linked to your debit or credit card. So prices are coming down. But the Biden administration knows that they need to drop gas prices down as low as they can if they want anyone really, Republican or Democrat, to vote for them that intends on driving their car after Kamala Harris knows that low gas prices will bring Democrats out to vote. High gas prices will not bring Democrats out to vote. And, the way she's talking, prices are going to go up. No prices are going to go down. Prices are going to go up. That's the way you want to live. That's the way you want to live. I don't want to live that way. William Grant is watching. Randy Rhodes is watching. No one is in the live chat. You're more than welcome to come into the live chat and speak your view. Where you'll notice on Mondays and Wednesdays when I am by myself, if there's no live chat activity going and I've ran out of what I want to ramble and talk about, then the broadcast will probably end. I like to have people in the live chat because they will bring up things that we can discuss. And that's just the way it should be. Because if it gets to the point that no one's watching in the live chats, it gets to where no one is watching in the live chats, then there's really no reason to continue doing Monday morning and Wednesday morning caffeine broadcasts. I could just as easily probably find somebody who will let me come onto their broadcast and do it that way. So going back to the beginning, if I, because you are my friend, from time to time, invite you into groups that I think you might be interested in, and you're not interested in, go to that group, decline the invitation, then message me you don't want me to invite you into groups anymore. That's why I'm ending all of my broadcasts. I'm sorry, Randy, that you're ending all of your broadcasts. For close to 3 years of Boogie with the Bull broadcast, because I think they're older than I tell everybody. I tell everybody they're about 5.5, almost 6 years old. I think they're older. But for 3 years in Connecticut, I got on every day and did a 3-hour broadcast that was well written on what I was going to talk about, not just constant ramble fest and tangentry. And I didn't have anybody watching. And I did it because eventually maybe somebody might watch. And that's what happened. And then people started watching. 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern, is the worst time on any day of the week to do a broadcast, unless you have a following that is going to watch you every single week. If you're like me and you just throw it into as many groups as you can and hope that they watch, get it into the news feed so people can watch, get it on my profile so people can watch and share, maybe we get people watching. And to me right now, it's not about the number of views of people watching anymore. Because if I reach one person, all of us say if we reach one person, then we've done our job. So if I reach one person and they talk with me while they're in the live chat, and I know that they're listening and paying attention, and I'm listening and paying attention to them, then I've done my job. My job is not to tell you to go to the poll on November 5th and vote for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. It is not my job to tell you to go to the polls and vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz on November 5th. It's just to tell you to research who you think is the better presidential candidate and vote for them. And at the same time, maybe you need to consider not just the Republican candidate, the Democrat candidate. Maybe you need to look at Jonathan Thomas, the American Political Party. They have a page or a group. I actually think they have both right now, a page and a group here on Facebook. Search it, go in and join it, read up on what Jonathan Thomas has to say. Also see him, and decide for yourself. Any other political party that is here on Facebook and has a candidate running for president, you need to go and look at them. Michael Anthony says he's heard that before. Well, we have, Michael, because you created a format called regurgitation, and I took very strong to it. And when I didn't have enough to fill a broadcast, a lot of a broadcast was regurgitation. But I don't know if maybe you were referring to Randy Rhoads saying that he's ending all of his broadcasts. I'm going to take what Michael said that he said to you, Randy, and I'll include it in this broadcast. You have said to people on all of your broadcasts, not just the political ones that you were on, even your genealogy broadcast, you have said that I'm going to stop doing them because nobody watches them. You need to find a time that you think you're going to get enough views. Honestly, I don't think any Facebook broadcaster, regardless of what the topic is, with the exception of Michael Anthony, because Michael Anthony shares every broadcast he does well off of Facebook, farther off of Facebook, and gets more views on Facebook because people see him everywhere else. So the way you get views on your broadcasts is not just sharing your broadcast into 2 or 3 groups that you're in, or 2 or 3 groups that you need, that you think want to watch it. You need to search Facebook. You need to find every genealogy group or any group that has interest in genealogy. Make sure your broadcast is in there. You need to go to the southern groups. You need to go to the northern groups. You need to go to the eastern groups. You need to go to the southern groups. You need to go to the middle groups. Any group on Facebook that you think has an interest in genealogy, tailor a post for that group or those groups. Post it in those groups. If a moderator, admin, or group owner asks you to stop sending your broadcast into that group, that is what you do. I've only had it happen once in this season, 2024, of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts. The Donald Trump assassination investigation group rejected, I believe they actually had a couple of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts posted in there, but they rejected one day and informed me that any broadcast I put into their group has to include the Donald Trump, anything about Donald Trump, and any investigation about Donald Trump, like the attempted assassination. And I kind of joke in every broadcast that I have to say something about that in order for it to be posted and kept in that group. So today we covered that. I've also invited members that are in that group that want to come on to a broadcast, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even longer, come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and let's talk about it. If the group owner, the admins, and the moderators want to come on, that's even better. We can talk all about it. Maybe Michael Anthony will join on that broadcast because he's done a lot of broadcasts on the Trump assassination. Maybe other broadcasters will want to join with me. 2024 is the year that, as far as I am concerned, every conservative patriot or whatever political broadcaster on Facebook that uses StreamYard should at least once link, if you are allowed 10 cameras on your broadcast, the 9 guests coming should be StreamYard broadcasters who can link their broadcast to yours. And we go on and we take over the internet everywhere that we are, because Michael's on other places that I'm on. I'm only on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel right now. And I'm still on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel because they actually haven't given me any kind of a violation in well over a year. And I've done broadcasts that I'm sure they should have spanked me for. Sometimes they're nice and they spank me for a week. Sometimes they spank me for 2 weeks. Once they spanked me for 3 weeks. Facebook once spanked me for a week, and we were only on YouTube. So that just means I'm very happy that both of them are starting to somewhat treat me equally. But my point is, all of us that do political broadcasts and air them on Facebook should link our broadcasts together, maybe on one of my 10 a.m.s, maybe on one of my 7 p.m.s. Maybe we can just find one that works for everybody and do it and just get our voice out to 6 billion members of Facebook. It would be great. It's an idea that I know we can do, but no, we can't do it because this one doesn't want to be on that broadcast or link to that broadcast or this one or that one. I don't care anymore. The new format for Monday and Wednesday 10 a.m. broadcasts is we're going to come on and we're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about the Trump campaign. We're going to talk about the Harris campaign. We're going to talk about any other campaigns that want to come on and talk about their campaigns. We're going to talk about rallies that people are having. The American Freedom Rally, September 13th, 14th, and 15th, I believe. We've been invited. I was invited to attend. I can't attend because of my dementia and my Parkinson's. Everybody knows that. I don't travel because of it. If it's in Florida and someone can pick me up and drive me there, I will do my Boogie with the Bull broadcast there. I learned while we didn't have cable that I can tether my cell phone mobile data to my Chromebook and we can go live. The quality may be a little less, but we can go live. So if something's happening here in Florida, like I said, if someone can drive up to Jacksonville and pick me up, meet me somewhere in Jacksonville and pick me up and get me back, yes, I will go to your broadcast. And I will be the same pain in the rear end, angry, confused, uptight, conservative patriot that I am now. I will speak about how poorly Facebook treats me, even though Trump confessed. And I thought maybe things would get better. William, you should talk to him. I've invited you to come on Boogie broadcasts anytime that you want. Maybe you can maybe if you do a broadcast at a different time other than 10 a.m., because that seems to be the time that Randy is on most. He's on other times throughout the day, too. realistically, what I learned on Facebook and talking to my Facebook account rep, if you go down deep enough and get it, when you could get a hold of someone at Facebook on the phone, all of us have a Facebook account rep. Or we used to. I don't know. Now you have an algorithm. But, they told me the best time for what I do, Boogie with the Bull broadcast, is 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday night. So that's what we do. The daytimes are because I enjoy doing one during the day. So maybe you and Randy can talk about joining his broadcast. As I said, you're more than welcome to join this broadcast. Randy is welcome to join this broadcast too. I decided I was going to do this one normal because I was going to harp for most of the time on things that are upsetting me. So maybe you and Randy can both come on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, if that works for you. Maybe both of you can't go live because I don't have the right equipment. You watch on an iPhone. Well, if you can hold your iPhone in your hand and you install the Chrome app on your iPhone, believe it or not, you can come on to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. It may be that square vertical thing surrounded by a black border because that's all you have. I don't know. If you can get it into horizontal, actually, no, you can't get it into horizontal because the iPhone's camera is on the top. But Ichabod Palmer comes on Boogie with the Bull broadcast all the time, and I believe he uses an iPhone or an iPad. On an iPad, the camera is at the top, so you have to hold it vertical. So if you can hold it in your hand or stand it with books, actually, the guy from Romania who's angry at me, I won't do Boogie with the Bull broadcast anymore. I can't think of his name. Give me a minute. My dementia's kicked in, and I can't think of it, but we had him on, and we talked about his book. Robert V. Angel Little. He used a iPhone, I believe. So when people tell me that they can't get on because they watch on an iPhone, you can get on an iPhone. You have to either plug a earphone in and listen through the ear because the volume will cause that echo effect. But you can in fact use an iPhone and come on. The only problem that you run into is the same problem if you're a guest on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and you use any cell phone camera to come on, is that there is a good chance that if you get a phone call while you're live, you may get knocked off the broadcast. Then you just come back. But you can, in fact, do it. I'm willing to do it. Like I said in the beginning, I invite people who come on and have a different view than me and make me shut up and listen to them. And then we have a robust conversation, and we sometimes leave a broadcast totally agreeing, or we leave a broadcast totally not. You're more than welcome to, William. If you want, I normally send the links out at about 9:45 Eastern for the 10 o'clock Eastern broadcast. I will send it to you a little earlier. Actually, what I'll do is I'll send it to you. I'll set up a broadcast just for you, and I'll invite you into the studio. I'll send you a link that brings you into the studio. If you can use that link and connect to the studio, then you're on. So I'll try to do that either later today or sometime tomorrow. I'll send you the link, and I'll leave the studio open, and you let me know when you can try it. If you connect to the studio, like I said, then you're all good to go. And you're welcome to come on to any Monday and Wednesday broadcast at 10 a.m. if that's the time that you're available. You're more than welcome to come on. Be a part of the fun. Tell me to shut up. Talk about things that you're interested in, that you think conservative patriots are interested in. That's it. More than welcome. The link is on the screen, but you have to have Chrome on. You have to have the Chrome browser on your device, because StreamYard was written in Chrome. So you take the link from the screen, and anyone, anytime can take the link from the screen, put it into your browser, and send it to StreamYard. It'll connect, it'll let you in there, but the first thing it's going to tell you once you're logged into it is that you need Chrome. So make sure whatever device you're going to use has Chrome. And you first open Chrome, then put the link in the Chrome browser, and it'll bring you right in. And you can even try it live one day to see if it works. Anybody else? I am so greedy for other people to join the 10 a.m. broadcast or even join the 7 p.m. broadcast. You can do both, William, if you're available at 10 a.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern, or sometime whichever or both. More than welcome. More than welcome. Anybody else is more than welcome. Randy Rhodes is normally with me on Monday and Wednesday, but I decided I was going to do this one this morning by myself because I wanted to speak and be myself on the broadcast. I can only come on at night. I'm usually working at this time because I'm working, okay? I respect that very much. Okay, then it's still the same thing. I will send you a link, bring you into the studio, make sure that you're able to connect to the studio, because when you connect, you'll log in. It'll ask for permission to use your microphone and your camera, and you have to say yes. And then once you say yes, it will test and show you what you will look like on your camera. And I don't believe it showed. Yeah. And then it'll show you that your mic is working. And then you just come on. And like I said, millions of people have done it using an iPad. My suggestion is some kind of stand that holds your iPad, because your hand's probably going to get pretty tired holding the phone in your hand. Or even you can put it down and look down on it, and it'll still look right on the camera. But I mean, there are lots of options for that. If you have an iPad, you can stand your iPad, your camera's at the top, and you're right there. We used an iPad in the beginning, Michael Anthony and I did, and I didn't like how it was working, so I went back to whatever Chromebook or Windows PC I had at the time. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe Wednesday night, I'll post the link. I'll invite anybody who is watching that wants to come on to a broadcast to take the link or put the link in your Chrome browser. Come on, and we'll just make it an open, quote unquote, audition. Anybody who wants to try to see if they want to be on can be on. You do not have to be a conservative, patriot, Republican, or whatever we call ourselves. You can be anything that you want, representing any other group that you want. That's fine. The only thing I ask is that all the people on the broadcast, me, anybody who is a guest, anyone who is a co-host, we all treat each other equally. There's no name calling. There's no going off on anybody. Everybody treats everybody the same way they would want to be treated if it was their broadcast. Okay? Otherwise, parachutes implode on my setting, and people are booted off a broadcast. There's too much going on right now. There's too much to get out to everybody who watches Boogie with the Bull, either 10 a.m. Eastern Monday and Wednesday, or 7 p.m. Tuesday night and Thursday night, or a rare Saturday morning boogie when we're able to do that. There's too much going on right now to not afford anyone who wants to come on to a broadcast the opportunity to come on to a broadcast. And you'll notice that I'll even talk about issues that I think other people are having, like I did with Randy and Randy's broadcast. If you want to do a broadcast on Facebook, on anything, I don't care what it is, find a time that is convenient for you to do it live if you want to do it live. Otherwise, you can use StreamYard. You can record it and you can schedule it, and StreamYard will post it for you. Maybe that works for you. Maybe you don't. Maybe you know. So, but there are tons and tons and tons and tons of options available to anyone who wants to do it. And I encourage you to do it, especially if you are someone like me whose views do not agree with Facebook at all. Because whatever it is, 6 years now, they've allowed me to come on and do it for 6 years. You know, I'm still here. And I hope after the election I will still be here. In the event that I'm not, I hope I'll still be on YouTube. In the event I'm not on YouTube, well, the plan looks like the base was shipped over to streetlock.com, streetloc.com. We will move the broadcasts from StreamYard to Facebook to StreamYard to StreetLock. We will still try to link to Facebook if we can and be live on Facebook. But if they boot me from Facebook after this election, I'm not going to fight it. There's too many other places to go and be heard. I can go to Rumble and hopefully people will take it from Rumble and post it on Facebook. That's just, I'm not worrying about, I'm a conservative patriot and Facebook doesn't like that. I'm not worrying about Facebook is upset at me probably because they posted a sensitive content cover on a picture of the Lord's Prayer picture with the eagle's face on it. They covered it in one of my groups. The same day, one of the admins in one of my groups posted it on their profile, and it went into the newsfeed without any cover. Then today, I guess overnight, they started covering it on Facebook members' profiles in the newsfeed. And like I said at the top of the broadcast, to me, that is 100% wrong. I mean, I wish I could become CEO of Facebook for a day. There's so much I could correct in one day and change in one day that I hope it would continue after I'm not CEO anymore. I really wish I could become President Trump's FCC chairman, because that would allow me, because the FCC has regulatory authority over the internet, and thus over Facebook on the internet, I can institute all the changes right then and there. But there's probably no way in hell that Kamala Harris is going to make me her FCC chairman. There's probably no way President Trump will make me his FCC chairman. There's no way I will become Facebook CEO. There's probably no changes coming to Facebook, even though Mark Zuckerberg confessed, because if you look at it, he only confessed to things he was doing on Facebook. He'll just stop doing those things. And if you think you're going to file a class action lawsuit against Facebook and get money, the only way you're going to get money if you join that class action lawsuit is if you are in class number 1, meaning that you sponsor the lawsuit. Because if they sue Facebook for $540 billion, they're going to get $540,999,999,999 of the judgment. You're going to get a penny, and you're going to lose that penny because they had to pay the lawyers who took the suit. Shutting Facebook down is not the answer either. The regulatory authority that the FCC has needs to be used to the letter of the Communications Decency Act of 1996, Section 230, Public Forums. And as I've said before, if Facebook was a radio or television network doing all of this stuff on their radio and television network, they would have lost licenses to stations and or the whole network. So that same institute, a license or a permit or whatever you want to call it, needs to be given to every website on the internet, whether you're a publisher or you're a public forum. Well, actually, no, if you're a publisher and it's just you putting up a business website, you don't need a permit for that. But if you're a social media network, you need a permit or a license to be a social media network, just like a TV or radio network needs a license. And all of their stations need to be licensed. That way, the FCC can spank you the way you need to be spanked. There is a lot of changes that can be made on Facebook and should be made on Facebook. And you know what? They probably won't be, because if Kamala Harris wins, they won't be. It will just keep getting worse. And conservatives and anyone and it doesn't even matter conservatives, anyone Facebook doesn't want on Facebook, they'll just keep harassing you until you leave. So if that's the life you want to live, vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, because even when Kamala gets impeached by a Republican super Congress and Tim Walz becomes president, it ain't going to get any better. Okay? Democrats might lighten up and not want to be communists anymore and just be socialists, or just not 100% American like Americans want them to be. But the only thing you can do is go to the polls and vote on November 5th. And I don't care how long you have to stand in line, because I don't care how long I have to stand in line. I'll bring a chair with me, so that if I have to sit down because I'm waiting in line, that I will sit down while I'm waiting in line. I'll bring my handicap parking permit in with me, so that when I get to the door, or when I get there, perhaps they'll bring me in because I'm handicapped, and part of my handicap is Parkinson's, and I can't stand for more than maybe 30 minutes. And I don't want to be brought in before anybody else. I want my turn. I'll just set up my chair somewhere. When it's my turn to come inside, they can let me know, and I'll come inside. And then I'm going to go back and sit outside and watch and make sure every person in line got to vote, regardless of party. I just want to know that every person that went in got to vote. Might even try to do a Boogie with the Bull broadcast 100 feet away from the poll to show you the line of people going in all day long. And if they decide they want to come over and talk for a little bit, maybe they will. There is so much information that you need to hear every day. If you like how I do it on Boogie with the Bull, and how the co-hosts and guests do it on Boogie with the Bull, and how the live chat viewers do it on Boogie with the Bull, watch Boogie with the Bull. If you don't, get your news from wherever you want to get your news. If only one person is watching and they hear and they think after the broadcast and they make a decision and it's the same decision I've already made, great. If they disagree and they do something else, great. It just means I reach that one person. Okay? That's all I ask, is that you listen with an open mind, make some notes at the end of the broadcast, turn me off, think about it, think about what you want, and go home and make your decision and go vote. If you don't vote, you can't bitch. Well, you can, but it doesn't make any difference. And I believe Elon Musk is talking on X and on other social media networks about suspending electronic voting machines, meaning that electronic voting machines would not be used in the 2024 presidential election. How that means its voting is done, well, it may have to go back to they hand you a ballot, you vote, you mark it in pen, in non-erasable ink, and you turn it back into a human, and the human records it, and another human counts it, and another human counts a second time, or third time, fourth time, fifth time, and on January 6th, 2025, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, well, I don't know, may not be able to be Kamala Harris because it involves her becoming elected president. So it may have to go to the Senate pro tempore or whatever. Holds the confirmation of state ballots session, and the President of the United States is named. And that includes if any senator stands up and says, hey, I'm Ted Cruz from Texas. Here are the certified results from the state of Texas. I want to file a protest. That means that he has already served the paperwork to the Senate clerk to have a right as the senator from Texas to protest. After all of the states that don't want to file a protest in alphabetical order have filed their certified results, you move to the protests in alphabetical order, and that session does not end until all of the protests have been voted on in the Senate and approved by the Senate. Then the whole thing, I believe, is voted on. And that session isn't over until that Senate session confirms the President of the United States based on the state's certified votes. And if another January 6th happens at the Capitol, be prepared because it happened last time. And if the National Guard is offered to you in advance, the people at the Capitol, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, the chief of the Capitol Police, accepted in advance to make sure the building and the people in it that day are protected. That's all I can say on that. Looking on my monitor who's watching. Marty Alexander is watching. Bill Reese, who I often tell people is the god of Facebook Messenger groups, had a whole bunch. Might still have them. I honestly don't know. I don't spend much time in Messenger group chats because I'm so busy in my Facebook groups and doing other things that I just don't spend time in them. But there are so many on there. Well, there's a million on there on Messenger that you don't want to be a member of. There are tons of them on them that you want to be a member of and you should be a member of. And if you like to chat, then group chat is where you go do it. William Grant was watching. William Grant watches all the time, usually during the day when he's at work. And I have invited him if we can do a test that he can connect his iPhone to the StreamYard studio. Maybe he will be a guest with us on Tuesday, and he'll have so much fun that maybe he'll want to be a guest on Thursday, and maybe he'll want to be a guest every Tuesday and Thursday. Michael Anthony was watching, and Michael Anthony is the guest when it is convenient for him. Go to the Michael Anthony page, and you will see all of his latest broadcasts, which you should watch. Become his friend, and hopefully you'll get notified when he's on Facebook Live doing a broadcast, and you should watch it and you should share it. Randy Rhodes watched. Randy Rhodes has All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Services. I believe he is full of customers right now, that he doesn't have openings, but he has said that if someone goes and messages him and asks him a question, something easy that he can take care of quickly, he'll answer the question, and maybe that will show you that you want to become a client. He's the best person that I know that does it on Facebook. I don't know if anybody else does it on Facebook, but he's the best person I know on Facebook that does it. He will maintain your family tree or trees, update them periodically, and let you know. If you bring him, if you live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and you can bring him or get him material that you have from old trees or just old family history. A client of his, I believe, passed away. And on her deathbed, she demanded to her daughter, I believe, that her daughter continue being a client of All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Services, and that Randy continues doing it because of the fantastic job that he does. And I believe the daughter, it might have been the mother before she passed away, or the daughter after she passed away, brought 5 binders of pictures and notes and all kinds of history, and it helped Randy produce a chart or a tree, whatever you want to call it. And he continues working off of that for that family. And he can do it for yours. And I think it's 12 or 13 clients. He's full. But if you push hard, he might try to figure a way to take you on. He lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, goes to the bathroom, and thinks genealogy. He loves to create genealogy broadcasts that have lots of information that you might want to know. Because if you watch all this stuff that he is doing for others, the broadcast that he's doing for one person, maybe as a client, he'll allow him to do a broadcast on you. I've even said before that if you become a client of Randy's and you can join us on a 7 p.m. Tuesday or Thursday night broadcast, and Randy can join us on that 7 p.m. Tuesday or Thursday night broadcast, we will devote an hour and a half, which is the whole broadcast. An hour. Probably devote an hour because I want to hold a half an hour that allows us to do our regular normal business. But, we'll air your broadcast on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. All I can tell you is that usually on a Boogie with the Bull 7 p.m. broadcast, we get anywhere from 1 to 200, 300, depending on what we're talking about and who the guest is or who the others on the broadcast are. And sometimes they grow to near 1,000. Sometimes they tap over 1,000. And, we leave it there, and hopefully everybody on Facebook, all 6 billion people, will watch it. That's how we help. That's how I am willing to help. Same thing I said before with groups, even if, regardless of what you are, you don't have to be a political group on Facebook. You can be any group on Facebook. You can come on. We'll give you a half hour to talk about your group and what you do in the group, what you want to do in the group, and hope that members will join your group. It's better to do that on a Tuesday, Thursday night, 7 p.m. broadcast, because that's when most people are available to watch a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. So you'll get you get information out to more people. Fridays at 10 a.m. It's Bill Muckler and I. Red Friday morning caffeine. Bill and I normally wear a red shirt. Right now, Bill is wearing a black shirt and a red cap because he is still in mourning over longtime friends that have passed away recently. So that's okay. But he wears a red hat while he does the broadcast. I try to wear a red shirt most of the time. I remember to. If I don't, usually just before I go live, Donna will say to me, or Delilah will say to me, "Hey, Dad, put on a red shirt." I have a red shirt on today because this is one of my favorite T-shirts. You can't see it because of the link, so let me take the link away. But anyway, it's a really, really cool red, white, and blue. It says red, white, and blue on it. But that's what I decided to wear this morning. But you don't have to wear a red shirt if you're watching. The important thing is that you watch, and we take a few minutes and we remember everyone deployed. And deployed these days, as Bill Buckler has said, doesn't mean outside of the United States. If you're actively serving in the United States, you've been deployed in the United States. And we salute you just as well. And as I always say, we salute those who went into the service, went somewhere else to protect the United States and its interests, and didn't come home. Or those of you that came home broken. And I don't like to use the word broken. I still believe our government, through the Veterans Administration, has a responsibility to fix everyone who left and came home broken, different from how they were, and fix you as best as they can for the rest of your life. So I can't promise you a home because I don't know a home builder that will build homes that I could give away. I wish I could. I can't promise you that the vet will honor your appointments and get you all the care that you need. But you know what? They should. They should. That is their job. We have a responsibility to our men and women, boys and girls, that we allow to join the military. We have a responsibility to take care of them while they are in the military, and in most cases, after they leave the military. And we should be doing that. We don't. We put our government in charge of making sure everybody in this country has affordable health care that meets the needs that you should have. You can call it Obamacare, you can call it healthcare.gov, you can call it any effing thing you want. I don't care. Every American citizen has the right to have affordable health care. And if you're an illegal immigrant who is registered to become on a pathway to become a citizen, and you're here legally, you are entitled to health care. If you are an illegal immigrant and the government is depleting every tax dollar they don't have and print the day before to allow you to live here at the expense of Americans who live here, American citizens who are here, both naturalized and native-born citizens, that is wrong, and that needs to stop. And countries that are emptying their prisons and sending their worst criminals here, thinking we will support them, no. As soon as they commit a crime here, no matter what it is, we should put them on a plane and send them back to you. And that's it. It is time that Americans step up and take care of the United States of America and unite in taking care of the United States of America as best as you can. Yes, some people can be on the ground at events like the American Freedom Rally, September 13th, 14th, and 15th, and share how they're doing this with other people and learn from other people that are doing this. Learn from me, who pops up on your screen and tells you how I'm doing it, because with dementia and Parkinson's, I can't be at the rally. I really wish I could. I really wish I could. The day I win Megabucks or Mega Millions or Powerball, or we win it, I'll own a jet that can get me to wherever these events are. And I'll make a point of inviting people like me who fight the way I do on Facebook and other social media networks, but can't be there in person. I will fill that plane with a bunch of us and get us all there. I thank everybody who watched this morning. William Grant watched, and we talked with William about how to be on the broadcast. Michael Anthony was here and watched and joins us whenever he can. Randy Rhodes should be back on Wednesday with me, if Randy wants to be back on Wednesday with me. And we will do a broadcast with anyone else who wants to be. Randy joins me. We have 8. Randy joins me. There will be 6 other slots that people can join us. If you want to try, you're more than welcome. If you come on and make a fool of yourself as soon as I turn your camera on, I'm going to turn your camera off, and you'll never come on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast again. But if you respect what the other people on the broadcast are saying, what people in the live chat are saying, I think we got something going that can do good. More people that watch it on Facebook and on YouTube or anywhere else off of Facebook, from YouTube. More people that watch, hear our commentary, our views, our thinking, our thoughts, and then make a decision yourself. I'm doing the best that I can right now. I would like to replace the Chromebook 3. That's the Chromebook that I'm on right now. Why? Because it's no longer supported by Google and or Chrome. It doesn't get updates anymore. So a lot of times, if I have more than just one person on a broadcast, it acts up. If you go and look on Facebook Marketplace, there are Chromebooks that are usually in the $50 to $150 range. Most of those are still supported. Or get me the brand and model number, and I can search and make sure it's still supported. If someone does that, even if you find a $40 one, I don't really care. As long as my sources confirm that it's still supported by Google and Chrome, buy it, ship it to me, whatever the shipping cost, plus whatever you paid for the used Chromebook. I will give you probably lifetime sponsorship announcements. I'll even name the Chromebook after you and say, we're live on William Grant. We're live in the William Grant studio here at Boogie with the Bull. Something like that. And I'll probably do it forever. I don't monetize these broadcasts, meaning show you stuff all the time that you can buy because I want to make money off of you. Boogie with the Bull mug. Boogie with the Bull uncensored mug. It's a white 20-ounce ceramic mug. Jen Woodruff created the mug, and she has it, I believe, posted on cookiecrumbs.com. COOKIECRUM, no B, cookiecrumbs.com. Go there, message her. I believe it's currently $20 for the mug, because it's $10 to have the mug printed from the source that she uses, and it's $10 to have it shipped to you, so it's $20. I don't make a penny off of the mug. I don't make a penny off the mug. If I could afford to buy them from that source, I would buy as many as I could, and I would give them away. I am working on a mug that I'm going to shop around to see where I can get it from, and the cheapest one I can get. And as I can, buy one or two a month and probably give them away. Why? Because if I give you something, if you think you're going to get something, you might watch the broadcast, which is fine with me. I'm working on a thermal mug. I just have to get the picture to the lady who's going to design it. It's a 40-ounce mug with a handle. I have to get the logo design to her, and then she's going to design the rest. I think it's $35 from her. I don't know. That will include that doesn't include shipping. Shipping will be added on to it, so it's a little more expensive. I won't make a penny off the mug other than whatever the shipping cost is, and it will go to her because she's going to make the mug and she's going to ship it. Okay? I'm not here to preach to you and make money off of you. Even using the Boogie with the Bull page and allowing you the opportunity to buy stars so I can see your comment. Not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm here to speak my thoughts along with other people who will speak their thoughts. And if you agree with any one of us, great. If you don't agree with any one of us, great. I just ask that you watch the broadcast and you share the broadcast everywhere you can on Facebook, because the broadcasts that get the most shares get the most views on Facebook. If you want to be in the live chat, you need to be on the Dave Globin profile and watch it there. If you make a comment in any one of the groups that we share it to, I'll get notified that you made a comment. I'll read your comment. I'll try to address it, and then I'll invite you to watch on my profile, because right now that's the only live chat we can watch. If that changes, I will let you know. But right now, that's where we are. A lot of other broadcasts have double monitors, and they can watch more than one group chat at a time. I can't do that. We subscribe to a simple theory called KISS, keep it simple, stupid. But anyway, we've done an hour and 24 minutes, and we're coming up on an hour and a half. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you didn't, please let me know why you didn't, and I will work on making it a broadcast you enjoy watching. If you share it in a group, like I said at the beginning, if an admin or a moderator or the group owner asks you not to share it in that group, please don't. I thank the group owners and admins and moderators that let me get it into the groups, that let me. Any one of you are invited to come on to the broadcast and talk your politics and your views anytime you want. 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and on occasion, a rare Saturday morning boogie with the bull when that can happen. I'm on Facebook 18 hours a day, so if you message me, I usually get back to you right away. If you post in any one of the groups of mine or a group that I admin in, if you message the admins and I see it, I try to take care of it as quickly as I can. I'm just one guy who has an 18-hour addiction every day to Facebook. And, you know, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just, that's how I do it. Anyway, an hour and 27 minutes is well enough. You've been watching Boogie with the Bulls Uncensored Monday Morning Caffeine, the Labor Day Monday Morning edition. If you're working right now, we celebrate that you're working. If you're not working right now, we celebrate that hopefully very quickly you will find employment, the right employment for you that pays the right amount, and things get easier for you. That's all I can do. It really is all I can do. We're going to end with talking about Trump-Harris, a post that I read in Google News this morning. I believe that something happened at a Trump event recently, and someone on Trump's staff pushed somebody out of the way, supposedly, and it turns out that person might have been a plant from the Harris campaign. If you guys can't coexist, then neither one of you should be the candidate. Hey, William, you have an excellent day, too. And in no way was I harping on you, buddy. William Grant, as I joke, has watched more Boogie with the Bull broadcasts, 10 a.m.s and 7 p.m.s, than anybody else in the about 6-year history of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts. The original person was Danny Campbell. Danny has to watch a lot of more broadcasts right now to catch up to William Grant. So if William Grant can watch when we're on all the time, then anybody else can watch. You'll be able to join the broadcast anytime. You'll always see the link on the screen. There's really no need to show our names anymore. You can see the screen. You have to load that into Chrome. And then as soon as I see you in the green room, I will add you on. All I request is that you pay respect to me and anybody else who is on the broadcast and anyone else who's in the live chat. If you can do that, you're more than welcome to stay on that broadcast. And if you decide you want to join the other the other 3, if you can, when you can, you're welcome. I can only have 8 people on a broadcast at a time. So that's me and 7 others. Once we have 8 people on the broadcast, if other people want to come on, we may have to ask someone to step off so that someone can come on. Because that's our limitations right now. With our StreamYard package, we can be on 3 destinations at once, and we can only have 8 people on at a time. And I'm very happy with that for now. It suits our needs. But anyway, Thank you, William. Thank you, Michael Anthony. Thank you, Randy Rhodes. Marty Alexander was in there. Marty Alexander was in there. Thank you. If you watch in another group, like I said, if you make a comment in that group chat post, as soon as I see it, I will reply to it, and I will invite you to watch on the Dave Globin profile. The main reason I do that is because that's the only live chat that I can watch right now. If we had a studio with a big screen, I could open up a million Facebooks, and I could be logged into the post in a million groups, and I could watch and comment, but we just can't do that. So I appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day to come to my profile or catches the post in the news feed. And I'm hoping President Trump wins in November. I also read something today that some Republicans, it appears, might be suggesting that President Trump doesn't run with J.D. Vance. I don't have any opinion in that, other than President Trump's vice president needs to be somebody who supports him 100%. And if there are issues and reasons why a vice presidential candidate doesn't support him 100% or can't support him 100%, then that person probably shouldn't be the vice presidential candidate. And on that note, we did an hour and 32 minutes. So this portion of, or this is what I say, you've been watching Boogie with the Bull Monday morning caffeine for September 2nd, Labor Day Monday, which is a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. You are more than welcome to use any portion of this broadcast on any broadcast you do. The only thing I ask is that you invite me to be on that broadcast so that I can defend the portion of video that you shared. Whether you agree with it or not, I can defend what I had in mind when I did it. We don't use copyrighted music or copyrighted video at any time of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts anymore. Because every time I do, I get nailed because Facebook has a software tool that searches for copyrights. Copyrighted video, copyrighted music. It doesn't matter how much time you use. If the tool kicks it on your broadcast, they are going to send a copyright violation to the copyright owner. They're going to contact me and put me through hell or make me play the game with them to get it dismissed. And I'm just not interested in doing it for anyone else. The last time we did it was Warner Music got mad because I can't remember his name, but he did a rewrite of Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." I believe the artist who did the rewrite gave people permission to use it. I believe Billy Joel, who owns the song, gave people permission to use it. I explained that to Warner Music, and I guess they accepted that. But the only place that it got blocked from was Belarus, which I believe is somewhere in Russia. Facebook didn't block it anywhere that it could really be seen. And yes, we truly are an international broadcast. People in Canada watch us. People in England watch us. People in Israel watch us. Uh, and if you're watching and you're outside of the United States, please come into the live chat and say hello and tell us where you're watching. But, it's nice. But anyway, I've done enough for today. I don't think I got loud enough that they could hear me outside of the room. And if they did, it's again, this house has thin paper walls. But it is what it is. My voice just has to try to not get loud anymore. And in the coming week, once I figure out how to properly mount the white snowball microphone boom arm, we'll go back to using that. And in the meantime, I will try to find another headset. But that's only because that keeps everybody outside of the room from having to hear anybody on the broadcast. Anyway, I'm Dave William. You're not. Thank you for the privilege of letting me abuse your time. Take a final swig of your cup of coffee. Mine's iced coffee, so it's cold. And if you do come on and you're drinking coffee, make a comment which kind of coffee you drink, which brand of coffee you drink, whether it's a flavor or a roast, and let us know. If you are a coffee company that is on Facebook and you want to do a sponsorship announcement with us, all I ask is very simple. I want a ground pound of your house Italian roast, which is usually sometimes a dark roast. But for me, so that I can hold up a mug of yours that shows that I'm drinking it and tell other people to go to your Facebook page and your website and buy it. I want them to buy it from you and you ship it to them. You have gear, hats, t-shirts, mugs, ceramic and or thermal. Send me one of those so that I can show it on camera, and then we'll give it away, and the winner will contact you, and you ship it to them. And that'll get you a sponsorship announcement about every 15 minutes on a broadcast. And hopefully that will bring paying customers to your coffee business. T-shirt I can wear on the broadcast, a hat I can wear on the broadcast, hats I can wear when I'm outside. I have really bad skin on the top of my head, and anytime I go out, I'm supposed to slather my head with sunscreen or wear a hat. So if I bought this, I'm waiting to get it lettered. It's a blue hat, but if you have a ball cap that has the name of your business on it, same thing. Mail me one, and I'll wear it. I'll wear it when I'm not here. And if people come up and ask me about it, I'll tell them how to get a hold of you. I won't wear it when I'm on the broadcast. I don't like that. I think it's kind of stupid. But anyway, we've done enough. We've said enough. If I offended you in any way on the broadcast today, please let me know. If I didn't offend you on the broadcast today, as one of my favorite memes says, wait a few minutes, and I'm sure I will. Randy Rhodes and I, and possibly William Grant. Well, no, Randy Rhodes and I will be here Wednesday at 10 a.m., unless Randy decides he doesn't want to be here Wednesday. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. for Tuesday Night Live. If you want to be on the broadcast, you have until usually 6 o'clock to let me know that you want to be on the broadcast. The links go out at 6:45. We meet in the studio and we all go live at 7 o'clock. Yes, I understand that someone may want to be on the broadcast but can't be here in the studio to go live at 7 o'clock. So there are exceptions made if you want to be on that broadcast. But realistically, it's an anchored broadcast. Well, it's best when it's an anchored broadcast. We talk politics and whatever comes out of my mouth or whatever comes out of our mouths when we're on. And all I can tell you is, well, it's pretty nice outside. Go outside, make it a great day. Don't spend time wasting away in your room. I'm working on spending more time out of my room while I'm here. I have Bill Muckler's book, 6 Soft Targets, and a power recliner in one living room and a powered recliner in another living room that has heat and massage, which for me is perfect. And I suggest if you have one, get Bill's novel, 6 Soft Targets, and read as much as you can, whatever you can, but don't just do it in your bedroom. Go do it someplace else. Also, make sure you buy Bill's 2020 books, 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future, and 2020, A Clear Vision for America. I said them in the reverse order and put them up on the screen. 2020, A Clear Vision for America, and 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future, and the novel 6 Soft Targets. Go to the Bill Muckler Facebook profile and message him. I don't know if the website is working yet. We can confirm it with Bill on Friday. But go to the Bill Muckler Facebook profile. The 2020 books are hardbound books, and he's asking a $25 donation. That covers the cost of the 2 books, printing the 2 books, and mailing them to you. He's asking a $20 donation for the novel 6 Soft Targets. It's a soft-bound book, and that includes the cost of shipping. Both books will get you a very nice note from Bill Muckler to you, or if you're giving them away, to the person that you are giving them to. And you can watch Bill Friday mornings at 10 a.m. on Red Friday Morning Caffeine with Bill and I. And that's about it. Let me get back to the comments. Someone just put a comment in, I think. Let me change. Whoops. Suzanne Day, always look forward to your Boogie with the Bull. Catch it on YouTube. Hey, if you do catch it on YouTube, actually like it on YouTube. Join the YouTube channel or subscribe to it. It's free. You'll get notified every time there's one on YouTube for you to watch. But take it from YouTube and share it on Facebook. Share it in your groups on Facebook. If you're on other social media networks, take it and share it from the YouTube channel on other social media networks. And hopefully more people will come and watch it. There's a live chat there. There's a live chat here. If you're watching, you can't see both. If I can see both the Facebook live chat and the YouTube live chat. But I'll talk to StreamYard and maybe we can get it together. But yeah, people can watch. People can watch on the YouTube. On the YouTube channel, in order to monetize it, which again, I'm not really worried about doing it, 1,000 people have to watch 4,000 hours. So it's like 3 hours It's like 3 hours of Boogie with the Bull broadcast. And we do more than 3 hours of Boogie with the Bull broadcast every week. So if we had 1,000 subscribers that were watching every week, we'd get a few pennies from YouTube. And then I wouldn't have to ask, someone to donate the money to buy a used Chromebook to replace this one. I like to be able to do all of that stuff myself. So I will monetize to cover technology and make sure StreamYard is always paid. But I won't ask you for money to do that. On Facebook, 50,000 people have to watch 180,000 hours, so it's still about the same 3 hours, I guess, a week or whatever. But we're a long time away from having 50,000 people watch us on Facebook. We're on Facebook Watch, so you can watch us there too. So, it's possible that 50,000 people could watch us. But again, I'm not monetizing the broadcast for the sake of getting people to watch the broadcast. I will monetize the broadcast here and there to make money, to be in the latest and best technology for the broadcast, whether it's here in the studio or if we ever actually get out on the road somewhere, and be able to have the best equipment when we do that. That's very important to me. So, again, I stretched about another 15 minutes. Anyway, I'm glad you got the tail end, Suzanne. Watch it on YouTube. Watch it on Facebook. Share it on Facebook. On Facebook, share it from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Anywhere you're not on Facebook, you can post it and send it anywhere. I can't link it to X anymore because I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I was linking it to my X profile and posting it that way, but I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I have to become I have to move up to a class of membership that allows me to live stream, and I can't do that. I think it's $11 a month, which is too much for us to spend right now. We are pretty good at finding free social media networks and putting it on the free social media networks. We will start posting it as a podcast on MeWe. We will start posting it as a podcast on StreetLock. When we can, we will put it live on StreetLock. We will try to get it live on MeWe. We will try to get it on Wimkin. The reason that I stopped posting it on Wimkin is that when I link it from the YouTube channel, it only posts showing you the link. It doesn't post showing you a nice picture of what the broadcast is, so no one was watching it. And I want people to watch it. We will try to get it on Rumble, but every time I say we're going to put it on Rumble and we're going to do it the first of that month, something happens and I can't do it. And the No Budget Broadcasting Company is working very hard on creating a budget. Very hard on creating a budget. So that will allow us to be everywhere we can be. And hopefully you'll join us everywhere we can be. But anyway, I am going to pull the plug on it now because I don't want to do 2 hours. I think we're rambling. I think we've covered just about everything we wanted to cover. I didn't make good notes before I came on today. Hug your family. Love your family. Spend time with them every day. They care about you as much as you care about them. And it's important. If you're someone like me who is going through dementia and Parkinson's, and you spend a lot of time in your room hiding from them, there's no reason to hide. They know what you have. They know what you're going through because they're going through it with you, and they love you just the same. And like I said, if you're a book reader, grab a book and go sit out in the living room on a nice day, take a chair and go sit outside and read. Or just take your laptop if your Wi-Fi signal will cover you being outside. Just take your laptop or your tablet or your phone and go sit outside and get some sun. I don't know of a park that's close enough for me to walk to, but I've always said when we lived in Fleming Island, because there were parks close that I could walk to, that I would throw it all in the Boogie with the Bull duffel bag and take a hike to a park and maybe find a picnic table and just set it all up and do it there and do it outside. I talked to my friend John a long time ago about once a month doing a Boogie with the Bull live from the Golden Corral in Orange Park. I would go in and book one of the small rooms that I think they hold maybe 20 people in each room. And you'd have to buy your plate, you'd have to buy your meal in order to get in. So it might cost you whatever the meal costs to get in. Again, I don't make any money off of that. And we'd actually hold a Boogie with the Bull brunch that would be broadcast live. If you wanted to, you come there and be live. You can only have 8 people on the screen at the same time, but, it would be live. I always thought that would be a lot of fun. We're in Jacksonville now. If people in Jacksonville that watch us know of a place that we could do that, talk to me. Let's get it set up. Let's do it. I would love to get out and talk to people, meet people, and do things as often as I can. Like I said, if you can help me do that, it would be greatly appreciated. If you can't, I understand. If you have an event, if you want us there by Boogie with the Bull link, let me know. If we can facilitate it, meaning that you have a link I can link to, or you have a computer there I can link to, we'll do it. The American Freedom Rally, September 13th, 14th, 15th. I'm going to try to do it at a couple of different times during the 3 days, if we can, and Penny can help us arrange it. If you're going to be at the American Freedom Rally and you're a broadcaster on Facebook or on YouTube, come join me on the Boogie with the Bulls, and if you want, I'll come join you on yours. But the American Freedom Rally has a group here on Facebook. They have a promo. I'll slap the promo up in as many groups as I can today, and I'll put it on my profile. And then you can join their Facebook group or page, whichever it is. It might be both, event page, and keep up to date on what's happening to it. And like I said, and I have kept on saying, if you're holding an event, even if you don't want us to link to it, if you're holding an event, let me know the day, times, location, and we will plug it as best as we can. As best as we can. We will get the word out on Facebook, through the broadcast on YouTube. We will go to all the social media networks I go to and try to get it. I can tweet it on X. I can post it on MeWe in a bunch of groups. I can post it on a whole bunch of different websites that I have access to and post it on and help hopefully get people there, because that's what I want to do. Anyway, it's coming up on 2 hours, and I'm going to wrap it up because my wife probably wants to come back into the bedroom and crochet because she's home today. And although she's going to come in at any time, because we now have to double chain the door on the inside and outside, so the dogs outside, the big dogs don't push their way into the bedroom. And so I'm going to get up and unchain it here. And everybody have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. We'll hit this one. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast did, in fact, come to an end.